Good morning, Amy. Thanks for getting involved in Business Owner Spotlight this week. Would you like to start off, just introduce yourself, tell everybody what it is you do?
Yep, morning. Thanks very much for having me. So my name's Amy Murray. I have a company called Platinum Property Investments. We're based in Antrim, but we work in the whole of Northern Ireland. So what we do is we help people to build passive income through property investment. So we source property investment opportunities, and then we manage the whole process from start to finish. So we do the viewings, we work with the agents through the sale process, we manage any refurbs, and then like if the property is going to be resold or tenanted, we manage that process as well.
Fantastic. So it's a real hands-off approach, and I suppose you bring a bit of expertise to that. Like, you would know better what to look for in investment property than I would. That's a big part of what you're offering as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. So we have actually spent quite a lot of time and money to get trained in like the property industry. So then we kind of know better what to look for and what's going to be a good investment opportunity and what's not.
Cool. And so who would be your ideal client? Who are the sort of people that you're most hoping to deal with?
So we work with busy corporate professionals and business owners who maybe want to like invest in property, but obviously they don't have the time to do it because they have already busy lives. So we kind of take that process away from them.
Fantastic. And so how long has your company been going, and when did you guys set it up?
So we actually started in property about 2.5 years ago. We started off on a slightly different strategy where we had a little holiday let business just on the north coast of Northern Ireland. But then this year we decided to add like a different element into our business, which was like the sourcing side of things. So that's quite new this year then.
Cool. So 2.5 years ago, you set up a property holiday home let business. I mean, that probably wasn't the most ideal time to enter into that market, I would have thought.
No, it wasn't. I think we were very naive at the time. Whenever we started it, we didn't really like understand what the impact of COVID was going to be then. So to say like we had to pivot, like we had to definitely change our strategy. So obviously people weren't allowed to leave their houses, so they couldn't go and stay in holiday lets. So then we had to change to like short-term, to like rent out to on a short-term basis to people who needed the properties at the time, as opposed to people who were holidaying.
Do you know what I mean? Isn't that such a fantastic lesson and experience to get right at the start of your business journey? It's going to stand you in such good stead now.
Yeah, that's it. So it was challenging at the time, but I think we learned a lot from it, and we've really learned that you have to be adaptable in business, and that you have to be able to like change with the environment, because you are going to come up against these things.
So the COVID was a big learning curve for everybody. Leave that aside, what would you say has been the biggest learning you've had more generally since you've been a business owner?
Well, I was going to say that was it. I think it is just learning to be adaptable, and like you have to be adaptable and flexible in this business environment, because you are going to encounter things. There's all like the world's always changing, so in order to grow and thrive, you have to be flexible and not just like stuck in your ways.
So what about you then? What have you learned about yourself on your journey?
I think that what I've learned is that I'm a lot more capable than I sometimes think, and that I can, whenever I put my mind to things, like really, overcome a challenge or like, learn something quite quickly.
Okay. And that again, just a massive lesson to trust yourself then.
Yeah, definitely.
And have you had any good coaches or mentors since you started your business that have helped you?
Yeah, so back whenever we actually started our business 2.5 years ago, I had an accountability partner. They actually turned out to be more like a coach because they had around like 25 years of experience in the property industry. So it kind of became more like an informal like coaching relationship. But what I found really helped me in that situation was that, sorry, his name was Andrew. Andrew like pushed me to do things that I was like a little bit scared of. So he always encouraged me to like step outside of my comfort zone, but not in a way that like scared me off, if you know what I mean. So it was just like little steps at a time.
Yeah, just as you say, little steps, just grow in your comfort zone bit by bit.
Yeah.
And what impact has that had on your business then?
I think it's just like we've been able to put ourselves out there a lot more than we probably would have. So as you know, in the world these days, like social media is a very big thing. So that was like something that we had to like get over in order to get our name out there.
When you say get over, was that something you maybe weren't that comfortable with promoting yourself on social media before?
Yeah, like it's a very hard thing to do because you're always worried about like how you're being perceived by other people. So it's really been just learning to try and not let that stop you from doing it.
Yeah, just as you say, push yourself just outside of your comfort zone. And what about favorite quotes or sayings? Have you picked any of them up along the way that are serving you well?
Yeah, so one that I like is by David Goggins. So it's always aimed to be uncommon amongst the uncommon people. So I always like to try and do things a little bit differently or not be the same as everybody else.
Yeah, and just stand out, just find your niche then a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And what about the future then? So hopefully we're COVID is hopefully becoming a thing of the past. And we're into another crisis then. So what's the future look like for you, and what do you see as the main challenges moving forward now?
So we're really focused on growing our business. We would like to take on, so at the minute it's just myself and my business partner. We're hoping to take on a team at some point in the future, which will be like a whole different level of like business ownership. And I think that's just one of the challenges is that, you constantly have to learn. You get comfortable in a stage of business and then you have to like start from the beginning and relearn like a new stage. So you have to keep learning.
Continuous learning, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's just all part of it, isn't it? So just to finish up, if you could go back in time and speak to an 18-year-old Amy, what piece of advice would you give her?
So for me, I think that whenever I was 18 years of age, I probably was like influenced a lot by other people's opinions. So I would tell myself that you can be whatever that you want to be, and not to let other people's opinions prevent you from doing that.
Just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. You can do it.
Brilliant. Listen, Amy, I really appreciate you taking the time out today. Some brilliant shares in there, and I can't wait to share it with the community. So, thanks so much.
No, thank you very much. It's been great to be here.